Hi everyone, I'm Ashna. I'm a senior from Mumbai, India, and I'm a double major in economics and math. So I was born in Seattle actually, and then I grew up in Mumbai, India because that's where my parents are from. I think it was just really nice to grow up in a lot of Indian culture and like grow up with my grandparents and my cousins around. But then coming here, it was a really big change because I was like lost in the crowd almost, you could say. That spring of my freshman year, I decided to join some clubs to try and branch out even further because I think I was starting to get really comfortable in like the few friends that I had made. The first organization I ever joined here was Her Campus. So I was just writing articles for almost a year before I then applied to eBoard and became their treasurer, which I thought was a great like first position to have, just because it kind of sits like right in the middle of both of my majors. I thought it would be like a great experience. But I think the three that like really stick out to me, definitely UMass Miracles. We do a dance marathon every spring. And so I've been volunteering for that since my freshman year. And we raise money for the Bay State Children's Hospital for miracle children. And then they come visit us day of the marathon. And then we are able to provide them the funds that they do not have and like extra support and care for them, their families, and I think that's like a really cool and fulfilling thing, which also like ties in really well with my sorority because our philanthropy is March of Dimes and the Tri Sigma Foundation. And so we care about babies in the NICU and so premature babies and their families. So I came in as an econ major. Very quickly though, I realized that a lot of the jobs that I was hoping to have post-grad, or really a lot of the industries that I was looking to enter, required something more quantitative with economics, since the program here is a Bachelor of Arts and not a Bachelor of Science. So I thought math would be like the best option because it really just flows with whatever discipline you stick it with. And it's so like versatile too that it opens up a lot of opportunities. Last fall, before I went abroad, I took the Math of Risk Management with Patrick Flaherty actually. And that class I thought was so cool. I think it was because I was learning about risk management and all the math that comes behind it. And we used casino games all semester to kind of learn about risk management and how you can just like maximize your odds using probability and stats, which I thought was so cool. And then also for me, what really stood out about the class was that he brought in a lot of guest lecturers that had real jobs in actuarial science, which I thought was great exposure because that's like one of my concentrations in math. This past spring, I was able to study abroad in Florence, Italy, which was nothing short of a dream. Just being able to take like very immersive classes that made you do things by experiencing. All my classes had a lot of field trips. For the wine class, we tried a lot of different wines. For the food class, we cooked a bunch of stuff. We learned everything about the Italian cuisine, specifically the Tuscan cuisine, because Florence is in Tuscany, which is one of the regions of Italy. Outside of that, the program and also our host institution did so much to have us be involved in the culture. They took us to the opera one time, and then API, which was my program that I went through, they took us to Venice. They took us on a couple of day trips. Also, I did a bunch of traveling with one of my roommates that I went abroad with. So I've been job searching since the summer. It's very like ebbs and flows, so it comes and goes in big waves where I have like periods with a lot of interviews and then a lot of waiting to hear back. But I'm also applying to grad school. I'll be applying to programs across finance, actuarial science, and then also applied economics. Not really being really picky about the location or anything, more so just finding programs that are exceptional and would be a great addition to my 2 bachelor's degrees that I will receive in the spring.